Zimbabwean entrepreneur Tadenda Mugofa started Mureza with his female business partners from neighboring South Africa.
Because Africa doesn't really have a commercially viable brand of its own, hence we named it Mureza.
Okay, so these cars were not supposed to exist. These are part of the Mureza car auto lineup. Okay, you see, every car that is on the African road is designed somewhere and engineered somewhere else. Mercedes, BMW, they're all made in Germany. Japan, we have Mazda, and in the USA, we have Chevrolet and Ford. You get the idea. Hi, if you're enjoying this video, subscribe below, as this helps in the production of more videos like this. So an African company doing the same is very rare or sometimes unheard of. The word Mureza in the Shona spoken language means flag.
What motivated us to name it Mureza is we wanted a flagship of the African automotive industry.
And this is the story of an African flagship automaker. So everything has to start from somewhere. And in this story, it starts in Warren Park, Harare, Zimbabwe, where Tadenda Mugofa grew up. Tadenda grew up around cars as his dad was a mechanic, and that brought forth the idea of Mureza. Fast forward to a couple of years, he enters an international car design competition where he did not win but did very well, and that gave him all the confidence he needed. Around 2011-2012, Mureza Car Auto was officially registered in Zimbabwe, and later it was joined by other two co-founders, which are Peladi Chiloane and Tuliso Sosiba, with the mission statement to solve African transportation challenges by providing affordable quality vehicles best adapt for African conditions, which is fair. Now here's when things got both exciting and complicated for Mureza. Make a car is a challenging feat on itself. Not only do you have to design every component, you also have to assemble each and every component and then distribute it. So the Cyper deal made all of that easy. Iranian car automaker Cyper was going to provide Mureza with semi-knockdown kits, and Mureza would assemble those and sell as their own right, which made things a lot easier for them. But that made critics raise a lot of questions, saying that Mureza's first car, the Primate, is just a rebadged version of the Cyper's Quick, which was released back in 2017, which made so much sense because Cyper was providing the platforms, and what Mureza was doing is assembling and selling as their own. That raised questions of, is this truly a Mureza car, or is it just a rebadged Cyper Quick? To be fair, this is not unusual in the automotive industry, as new car companies use platforms of established companies already to get into the market. For example, Toyota assembled Volkswagens in Australia under a license before making its own company. So the Mureza Primate, under both spectrums of hype, was unveiled at Johannesburg Automechanica, which is one of the biggest auto trade shows. So there are rumors that the Cyper deal ended, and according to Mureza's website, and the Primate is no longer on the cars that they are selling currently. But between me and you, I'm not really sad that this didn't go out as planned, because this meant that Mureza would lean on the things that they're already good at, which is design. And as you can see, for the cars that they've already made and the ones that are planning to make, they lean into the futuristic design, which we love. So around 2024-2025, sales for electric vehicles went sky high all over the world, with BYD being one of the top sellers. And it's only fair that Mureza would jump on their wagon, as this is the future of cars. And they announced the Shona sedan around 2024 that was going to be released in 2025, the EV version of it. But we don't know what happened to 2025. But it seems as though as the Shona sedan has finally arrived in 2026. And some of the EVs that they are making or in the process of making include the Villager minibus, which has a promised 400 kilometers of range, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in under 7 seconds, top speed of 140 kilometers an hour. You can reserve now for $1,250, or you can buy for $48,000. The updated Shona sedan, according to the Mureza website, has promised 600 kilometers of range, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.6 seconds, a top speed of 200 kilometers an hour, all for the price of $12,500. And also others include the T1 truck, the Hunter SUV, and the Shori, which is labeled coming soon, all for the price of $75,000 for an EV supercar. And it seems as though Mureza are leaning heavily on EVs, and actually promising a lot of great stuff. Batteries are called lithium-ion batteries, which means that they have lithium. And if you didn't know, Zimbabwe is one of the largest lithium reserves in the world. And if the rumors are true that African Battery Technologies, or ABT, is a subsidiary of Mureza, this might mean that it's smooth sailing for Mureza, as a battery is one of the complicated parts of an EV, and other cars actually promised. The Villager is on the ground. So this is a quick rundown on how this car company came about. There's more that went into it. There's more like fundraising and all the challenges that they went. That's for a completely separate video. But to know that Tatinda Mungofa grew up in Warren Park and actually figured out a way to bring these cars to life is very impressive. We can't wait to see what Mureza has in store for us. And until the next video, stay blessed.